Why do we dream of particular people and objects in a dream? And what is the nature of these objects? If I dream of a compass, what is the reality of that compass? And how do I manage to separate that compass from the rest of the dream? What differentiates that compass from a cup of tea in the dream? In the waking state, we say that they are different aspects of the real world. The compass is separate from the cup of tea. Our senses provide us a model of the real world. So all we're experiencing is the model of reality. We can never know what the reality is. This is a scientific story, by the way. But we're assured that that reality is there, and all we can ever experience is the model. And our mind, by means which I suspect will always remain unfathomable, somehow constructs this model of reality. But we are assured that the cup of tea is quite a separate and distinct thing from a compass. But in the dream, we would say it's not so. There is no essential difference between the compass and the cup of tea. The thing is, the mind that creates the model of reality is exactly the same mind which creates our dreams. Why should it be any different? So perhaps we like to argue then that the dreams are simply a kind of reflection of the waking state. And this is what Rama's arguing. Rama asked, but then it is because of the previous experience in the waking state that the dream object is experienced. Vasishta said, are these two experiences related to the same object? So I dream of a compass, and the day before I was talking about the compass in the waking state. Vasishta's asking, does the dream of the compass and the experience of the compass in the waking state relate to the same object? Ram replied, on account of the impressions created in the mind by the waking state, only such experiences appear in dream. Vasishta said, in that case, why is it that the house that was destroyed in sleep is seen to exist the next morning? Vasishta's argument here seems both obtuse and subtly sharp. If I have my compass here, which I don't have, but if I had it here in the waking state, what's the reality of that compass? Well, as we've heard before, it's a model of the reality of the compass. Our senses only allow us to experience things indirectly according to conventional scientific understanding. So what is my mind's model of the compass, which is my experience of it? What's its relation to the real compass? And if the compass in my dream is relating to the real compass as well, then surely what happens to the compass in my dream happens to the real compass. So Vasishta's question seems a bit obtuse, because we understand a dream to be a reflection of our physical reality. But the physical reality is no more than a mind-created model. So Vasishta's question is very pointed, very sharp, in that he's referring to the underlying reality of the compass, because our physical reality is of the same mind-created quality as our dream reality. How can it be any other way? Our model has no more substance than the dream reality. Our model of physical reality is no more real than the dream reality. Ram said, of course, the waking state reality is not real during dream, because what's real during dream is the dream reality. What appears then is consciousness. But how does that which has not been before come into being? In other words, where does all this stuff in the dream come from? I might wake up in my bed in my dream, but it's completely different to my room, to the one which I wake up in my waking state. But that doesn't bother me, because when I wake up in my dream, in my bed, in my bedroom, it's the bedroom I've always woken up in. So how does that come into being? Vasishta replied, it is pure consciousness that shines at all times as if all this had been experienced before, whether or not this is the case. This is the nature of consciousness. It gives us that reality. It gives us that sense of continuity, whether or not that continuity is real. We wake up with it. Ram asked, Lord, how is this illusion got rid of? Vasishta replied, inquire, how can this samsara appear to exist when it has no cause to come into being? Ram said, the mind is the support for the dream objects, and hence they are mind only. Even so is the world. We say that our experience of the world is a model of the world. We can never know the reality. In fact, we can never know that it's a model. This is an assumption which removes us from the immediacy of the immediate experiencing. So get rid of the idea, the notion that you're experiencing a model of reality, and realize that this is reality. Vasishta said, the mind is non-different from the mass of pure consciousness. There is naught else. Ram said, just as the body is not different from the limbs it is composed of, even so the universe is non-different from Brahman. The dream is consciousness. Vasishta said, hence the world has not been created at all. It is the eternal Brahman. Ram said, I realize that the illusion of the creation and dissolution of the world is a pure coincidence, just like a dream is, accompanied by illusory notions of I am doer and I experience. It's something that is simply happening and which consciousness imposes its notions upon. So be free of the notional nature of things and come back to the immediate, intimate reality.